Get ready to hear the truth about America on a show that's not immune to the facts with your host, Dan Bongino.
So Pelosi, again, I mean, you want to talk about a person who just has some allergy to the truth. She lies about lying about the lies she lied about, and then lies about the lies she was lying about when she lied about those lies, and then lies about lying about that. She never tells the truth. Stunning. I've got that. I've got the video to prove it. I've got really explosive information. His Flynn case is just blowing up. Remember, Mike Flynn, traitor. People will be eating those words big time now, but liberals eat their words often. All right, today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Protect your online activity today. Get a VPN now. Go to expressvpn.com/Bongino. Welcome to the Dan Bongino Show. Producer Joe, how are you today, fine sir?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. Just lying around. Thought I'd take that off the lying bit. Yeah. Just lying around.
Lying around. Joe, always good for... We need a... Dana has her corny joke segment on the 5. We need a Joe Armacost corny joke.
There's plenty of them.
You'd be perfect for that. I mean, maybe we could have you and Dana come on. We could do an interview show. Be perfect. All right. You're a character. Let's get right to it. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep is a quiz. Takes just 2 minutes to complete. Matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. For you, not some mattress for Joey Bag of Donuts. Are you a side sleeper like me? A hot sleeper? Definitely me. You like a plush or a firm bed? With Helix, there's no more confusion and no more compromising. Helix Sleep is rated the #1 mattress by GQ and Wired Magazine, and CNN called it the most comfortable mattress they've ever slept on. It is definitely the most comfortable mattress I have ever slept on. Go to helixsleep.com/Dan. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress, which will give you the best sleep of your life. We have 2 in the house. I love it. I took the quiz. I was matched to a Helix Midnight Lux. The Midnight Lux is medium firm in design for side sleepers. It's given me the best sleep of my life. They have a 10-year warranty. You get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it. You will. You're going to love this mattress right now. Helix Sleep is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders for our listeners. That's a big savings. Just go to helixsleep.com/Dan. Get up to $200 off your mattress order. That's Helix, HELIX, sleep.com/Dan, helixsleep.com/Dan. Go today. All right, Joe, let's go.
Here we go.
Ding, ding. All right, so Pelosi, who again cannot control herself, she just has a capacity for dishonesty, lying, fraudulent behavior. She's a serial fraudster, a generational fraudster. She's not the first one in her family, by the way, to be a serial liar. There's something about Pelosi and her allergy to the truth. She keeps perpetuating myths to exacerbate an already bad situation. Okay. We already know and have thoroughly debunked the nonsense that President Trump at a press conference told people to inject disinfectants. He did not. It was not the best worded statement ever. He was asking a question clearly, but he was not telling you to inject Lysol or inject disinfectants.
No.
If you're doing that, you're really stupid. I'm sorry. Do not do that. Do we really need to make this public service announcement? Now, here we go with Pelosi again, already thoroughly discredited. Just wanted to open up the show to show you what you're dealing with. A serial liar on the left who is in a powerful position, who she cannot control herself. Here's Pelosi on MSNBC with one of the worst people in the business right now, Nicole Wallace, a total sellout in every respect, nodding her head, again, perpetuating the lie that President Trump told someone to inject Lysol. A totally made up, fabricated Pelosi talking point. Check this out.
So rather than spending time talking about the president's saying we should inject Lysol in our lungs, and he makes a big fuss about my having ice cream in my freezer. That's his latest today, his most current today. She has Lysol in her freezer. I guess he'd rather have, I have ice cream in my freezer. I guess that's better than having Lysol in somebody's lungs, as he is suggesting.
You know, there is one...
What?
I know, but there's a positive takeaway from this. You know what it is, Joe? One thing about Pelosi, and listen, Trump too, I mean, to give kind of a fair analysis of the situation here, is Trump wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's a Queens guy. I'm a Queens guy. I totally understand it. Maybe one of these days I go into the Queens thing again. Older listeners know what I'm talking about. But for now, Pelosi, though, wears her emotions on her sleeve too. And when she's attacked and it hurts, you'll see her. She loses control quickly.
Yeah.
She's not some shrewd political tactician. She's a joke. She's an embarrassment to her entire Congress. That ice cream ad is decimating her. You know the ad? We've seen it.
Yes.
The one where she's sitting there showing off her $24,000 freezer and all her ice cream while people are starving and aren't able to feed their kids, and food lines are 60 and 70 cars long in certain places. That one. It's crushing her. And the fact that she was on the wrong side of this issue from the start, trying to limit the president's ability to institute travel bans in late January by supporting the literally titled No Ban Act, not figuratively, literally titled No Ban Act, where she wanted to limit the president's ability to institute travel bans. One of them, by the way, the China travel ban, which saved lives. She was on it. She's going to say, I wasn't talking about that specific bill. You were talking about limiting the president's ability to institute travel bans. It's in your tweet. We've already shown it. She's humiliated that history will know she was on the wrong side of this, showing off her ice cream, limiting the president's ability to institute travel bans, while it may be travel bans, China and elsewhere, that may have saved hundreds of thousands of lives. She knows it, and she can't hide it anymore. She's wearing it on her sleeve. You can see it. And Nicole Walsh, nodding in approval.
Reporter.
Total fraud. Total sellout. Total fraud.
Oh, dude.
Total complete fraud. Nicole Wallace, a disgrace in every respect. Never a Republican, pretended to be, will cash a check from anyone. Anyone. MSNBC, political consulting, a total fraud. She's the same one who appears, by the way, later in the Jim Comey video, nodding in like approval when Jim Comey talks about basically framing Mike Flynn. That's the sellout and the disgrace Nicole Wallace is. An awful human being, as bad as Pelosi in every respect. All right, let's move on. I just wanted to show you what a fake Pelosi is. At it again with the Lysol nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, this Mike Flynn case is absolutely exploding. I mean, exploding. This is going to get very ugly. I described yesterday the operation to frame Mike Flynn. It's a little more extensive than I went into. But the parameters of it, one of the stories that gets lost in this is, I believe the Obama administration knew Mike Flynn was overseas. The long and short of it, as I discussed yesterday, just a quick primer here on what happened. Mike Flynn was the incoming national security advisor for President-elect Trump at the time. He takes a break from the long campaign. He goes on vacation in the Dominican in December when he's President Trump's still the president-elect. As he's overseas, the Obama administration kicks out these Russian diplomats, knowing full well the Russians, through Kislyak and the ambassador, are going to call the incoming national security advisor, Mike Flynn, to get a gauge of what's going on and how they're going to react. The United States government's listening in on this call. The call is leaked. The transcript of the call makes it to the FBI. The FBI goes and interviews Flynn at the White House about the call. When he gets one detail wrong because he doesn't remember the whole call, a lot of people wouldn't, they charge him with lying to the FBI. He was framed from the start. Now, that's what I discussed yesterday. To follow up with today's show, you will see as well, the setup was more detailed than that. It's not just that they waited for him to leave to record his call. And you say, why'd they wait for him to leave? Because obviously he wasn't going to have access to his secure comms and personal meetings while he was in the United States and the Dominican. It'd be easier to record his call and use it against him. But it wasn't just that. There were people in the DOJ who in the beginning, remember, keep in mind, Joe, they didn't know Flynn wasn't going to remember the whole call. Follow me. I don't want to confuse people here.
All right.
So Comey, and I'll play the video in a second, the former disgraced director of the FBI, Comey decides to send a couple of agents over the White House in violation of decades of protocol. There's a procedure for doing that, to send FBI agents to the White House to interview people. This is after the call in December. The call that's recorded happens in December when he's the incoming.
All right.
Flynn is now the seated national security advisor in the White House. They need to invent a crime. Now, I suppose in the back of their head, they always have this thing that, hey, Joe, if we interview him and he even missteps one bit on the call, we'll say he lied about it. But they don't know he's going to lie because they haven't interviewed him yet.
Right.
Flynn may have some photographic memory and get every single detail right. Then they've got nothing. So they need a backup plan too. The backup plan is going to be the Logan Act. The Logan Act, this ridiculous, unconstitutional nonsense, would never stand up to scrutiny, never successfully prosecuted in the history of the United States. It says you basically can't conduct the business of the United States outside of the official United States diplomatic channels. It's not, this would never withstand court scrutiny. That's why no one's been successfully prosecuted ever.
Forgot all about it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Logan Act. That's right. Dennis Rodman would be in jail for North Korea. Yeah. John Kerry would be in jail because of his dealings with Syria. The Logan Act would never withstand. So they're making this thing up as they go along. So I suspect their target number one is going to be go send agents over, catch them by surprise, hopefully catch them in a lie, which is really just him not remembering everything. And if you can't, we'll charge him with the Logan Act. Here's Comey again on tape with the hapless Nicole Wallace, who thinks this is great, by the way, basically admitting they set up and framed Mike Flynn in violation of official protocol for interviewing White House staff from the FBI. Check this out.
I sent them. Something I probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in a more organized investigation, a more organized administration. In the George W. Bush administration, for example, or the Obama administration, the protocol, two men that all of us have perhaps increased appreciation for over the last 2 years. And in both of those administrations, there was process. And so if the FBI wanted to send agents into the White House itself to interview a senior official, you would work through the White House counsel, and there'd be discussions and approvals and who would be there. And I thought it's early enough, let's just send a couple guys over. And so we placed a call to Flynn, said, hey, we're sending a couple guys over. Hope you'll talk to them. He said, sure. Nobody else was there. They interviewed him in a conference room at the White House Situation Room, and he lied to them. And that's what he's now pled guilty to.
What did he think they were coming over there for?
I don't think he knew. No, we didn't tell him. Just said, we've got sending over a couple of agents. I want to ask you some questions. I didn't have this conversation. My deputy director did. But hope you got a few minutes. You can sit down and talk to them. And he said, sure.
What an unbelievable dunce.
Oh.
I mean, if you're going to, if you have the character of a jellyfish and you have no spine and you're going to frame a decorated U.S. military official like Mike Flynn, then you go on a panel with Nicole Wallace in front of an audience of clapping seal idiots who think this is great.
Yeah.
That the most powerful federal law enforcement official in the country, James Comey, the director of the FBI, is admitting on tape to setting up and shock interviewing the incoming national security in violation of protocol. He admitted to it. Don't take my word for it. Rewind the tape and listen to him. And they're clapping like a bunch of dunces. And a supposed media representative, Nicole Wallace, thinks this is just terrific. And notice what he said. Oh, and he lied. Except he didn't. Because the original 302 form, the FBI agents, Joe Pianca and Peter Strzok, that interviewed Mike Flynn, the original summary of their interview said he didn't lie. So now you've got a real problem. You admit you broke protocol. You admit you sent agents over there in violation of protocol. He had no lawyer. Now you're claiming he lied, but the FBI forms are saying he didn't lie. We got a big problem. Now, here's where the case gets hairy. A lot of you understand that background, but we needed a little bit of that to understand where we are now. So Mike Flynn initially hired the law firm of Covington and Associates, a disastrous hire for Mike Flynn, General Flynn. This law firm clearly, as Sidney Powell, his lawyer, is alleging now, did not serve him well. We now have Sidney Powell is his lawyer, Lieutenant General Flynn's lawyer in this case, who she is a bulldog in this.
Oh, yeah.
She has filed a motion requesting, saying, hey, listen, I think our prior law firm, Covington, didn't really do a good job defending us, and they may have some documents about some things that we may need to see. So she filed a request with the judge saying, I think they're holding some stuff back. And of course, Joe, everybody, the libs and their media people were like, this is a stall tactic, man. Oh, was it? Because look at this filing in the Flynn case by Covington, his own law firm. Covington, Joe, has now re-executed the email collection and searches. In other words, trying to find stuff we should have given you before about your own case.